In this lesson, we're going to learn some of the basics of Linux command line and know a little bit about the history of the terminal. And if you're a Windows user, it goes by names like shell, cmd, command prompt, and so on. And if you're a Mac user, it goes by the name of terminal. Here in Linux, as you can see, I have the terminal open. And in order to open the terminal, you can go to the menu and search terminal and open it up, or you can hold Control Alt and T on your keyboard and open the terminal. And there are probably other ways to do it as well, but you're not gonna go over that. So let's learn about the history and what this terminal is and what does it do. It looks a little bit scary for some of you probably, but this is what back then people used to use, and still some people are using it because of its functionality and performance and so on. And I think personally it looks cool. So back then, when I was learning about computers, I used to use Unix system and also MS-DOS, and both of them were just using terminals like this. There was just a black screen with a prompt blinking here, and you had the abilities to type things, as we call them, commands here. So today we're gonna learn some of these commands and go through them and why they are important and how we can use them and where we can use them. Okay, so basically back then, when there was no GUI or graphic user interfaces or Windows, the only way to communicate between the mainframes or servers or computers, it was to type text and send command between two computers. So basically it was just on a screen like this and keyboard to type something. Okay, so we're gonna go through some of the commands that you need in order to get used to using terminals. And probably if you're coding Python, you come across some of them. So let's go briefly review some of these commands. Okay, so I close the terminal now and I want to open it. I can again click on this button on the top, or press Windows key on your keyboard if you have a Windows keyboard. So you can open up this search bar, then you can search your terminal. I believe you can also search by typing shell. So I will type shell, press that, and again I'm gonna have the same terminal open. You can have multiple terminals open. Yeah, you can have multiple of them. You can also open a new terminal, a new Windows. I think this is actually very useful if you want to test communication between two app or code or UDP or any servers maybe you have. You can have two terminals open and communicate between them. So, or you're running two different scripts separately, you can just open new terminals and run them separately this way. And okay, so I have my terminals open. I don't need these extra pages here. Okay, so the first thing I think I remember I learned was ls. That it would give me the list of directories or the folders that I have in the current directory I am. But also, if I wanted to know the directory that I'm currently in, I could just type pwd and it would give me the current directory that I'm in. So this is very useful. You're gonna use it a lot probably. This is where you are currently in the system. So if I, for example, go to if I want to enter folder in this directory, I can just type ls and see the folders I have. Let's just go to download folder, and in order to do that, you can enter a directory by typing cd and then the name of the folder. So I'm just gonna give you a tips here. If you don't want to type all of these, you can just press tab and it's gonna auto complete it for you, which is very useful in Linux command and terminals. So instead of just typing everything, then I just type cd do, maybe two initials, then I press tab, and as you can see, I have two folders that start with do. So to make it easier for Linux to find the folder I'm looking for, I just type the third and press tab, and I just enter that folder. Now if I just type again pwd, I can see that I am in this directory. Now if I want to go back, to previous folder I was in, or directory, I just type cd ... and I go back where I was before. Okay, so again I type pwd and I'm back to that folder. So now what if I want to make a new folder in my download folder and enter that folder? How do I do that, right? To show you, I open up a window here and I go to download, and you see this folder is empty. Yep. So I want to enter this folder. So first I do ls, I get the list, then I just type cd downloads, and I'm currently in this folder, which is empty. Now I want to create a folder inside this folder, right? So what I'm gonna do is just type mk, which means make directory, and I create a new folder. Let's just call it message and say folder. Then I press enter and voila, just created it, right? Now what if I want to go enter this directory? I can just say cd capital M and tab, then enter, then I'm in this folder. So if I go there now, this folder is empty. I can create another folder here, make directory subfolder, for example. Yep, now I created a subfolder. Now what if I want to make the folder and enter that folder at the same time, right? So let's create a new folder here. Okay, so we call it make directory new subfolder and cd new sub folder. Boom, I created a folder and I entered the folder. So now if I go back, okay, I have new subfolder and I'm currently here. How do I know that? I can just type pwd and I know that I'm in this folder, or I can just look at here that shows where I am currently, right? But this is the full address or the full path to the current directory in Linux. Probably if you try this on Windows or Mac, it's gonna give you a different structure, but this is Linux style. Okay, so now how do I go back to download folder? Okay, I can just type cd ... and I go one folder back. What if I want to go two folders back? I can just type cd ... I jump two folders back. Okay, I can go two folders back and then enter another folder. Okay, so let's try that. You see that I can just type and press tab it will show me what folders I have here, right? So I can just enter subfolder. Okay, so I enter the subfolder again. I want to go back, then enter messy senses folder again, right? So I can just say cd dot dot one folder back, another folder back, then enter messy sensei folder. Boom. Okay, so this is how we use cd command and cd dot dot. Great. And in order to clear this screen, you can just tap clear, and that's it.